Welcome to the O'Malley podcast show. What we will talk about, no one will know. So sit down and relax and learn some awesome facts. It's the Talk to O'Malley podcast show. With me. Welcome to the Talk to O'Malley podcast. I'm here today with two very special guests. That it's nice to actually meet them in person, although I have met Emily once. I know, at IKEA, which is also yellow.
Yeah, yes. You are winning though, because there's biscuits here. We've never done a podcast with biscuits, flapjack, and sweets.
So what's going to happen? Halfway through, we're going to go. You got.
But I'm here with Emily and Alan Braithwaite from Yellow Tuxedo and the Digital Circus.
So I was just excited about the biscuits.
I know. I'm glad you're excited about the biscuits. It's the best way forward. And today we're going to talk about you, because that's what it's all about. Like the whole podcast is about. Yeah, what it's all about. Please don't sing.
Alfie.
Why can't I sing? You were singing pre this.
We sing on all our
I
podcasts.
did sing, but I'm not. We can't say what I was singing about. I mean, we can. I was singing about.
Can we share a very quick story? It's nothing related
go for
to
it.
business. Bear in mind, we've only got like half an hour.
4 minutes. But
so one of our middle child was well into Thomas the Tank Engine. There's a crane called Alfie. So we connected us being old with that by singing "What's It All About?" Alfie from what's the film called?
Alfie.
No, I know it was a joke, Emily. But the kids used to do this in the back of the van, and we have this video of our eldest child literally strangling our
when
middle
you say
child.
in the back of the van.
Not like that. Don't take it to what?
The people carrier.
The people carrier. We're not talking bang bus. They were like 6 and 4, right? And literally Lydia Rose, our eldest, is strangling our middle child because he's going, "What's it all about? Alfie," like this. So when anyone ever sings that, that's all I think about.
Do you know what I find annoying is when people go, "Thomas O'Malley, O'Malley the alley cat."
Oh, I don't know that one, so you're all right.
Aristocrat.
No, I don't know that.
Oh my God. When
No,
you learn your skills, then you're a pretty.
You weren't going to sing in this podcast, FYI.
Yeah.
I know. I can't sing really. I mean, I sing every Tuesday, but I haven't really. So
Is that a see you next Tuesday joke, or is that just you actually do sing on a Tuesday?
I do actually genuinely
okay,
sing on a
right.
Tuesday. Have you not seen it on LinkedIn?
Of course I have. I see everything you post. That's the
point of why we're here,
That's
right?
why
If
we
you don't-
do what we do.
People of LinkedIn, if you don't see my singing on a Tuesday, I sing some lovely songs on a Tuesday, and I'm always taking requests.
To see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Yeah, I can't believe we're doing this on here, but we did agree that we weren't going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we agreed we weren't going to be corporate. See you next Tuesday. So
Well, Emily brought up the C-bomb before we pressed record, and you brought up Bang Bus. So, like, just for the record.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking Bang Bus. I was thinking
Whatever.
putting the kids in the back of the van.
Like kidnapping them.
Yeah, like.
Oh,
kidnapping,
okay.
yeah.
You took it to a whole different place.
Yeah.
I thought I was bringing Thomas the Tank Engine.
Now
to
we
the
know
party.
exactly where Alan's mind goes. Anyway, back to the point of this whole podcast.
Business.
Business.
Let's talk business.
We got to be corporate. See you next Tuesday for a little bit.
Okay.
So, what do you actually do? Because I don't think I mean, I sort of understand what you do.
Tell us what you
It's
think
very
we
entertaining.
do. Tell us what you think we do, and then we will fill in the gaps.
I'll eat flapjack.
I mean,
while you're telling us.
I pegged it on my notes from ChatGPT.
I did see they were ChatGPT because they were pretty accurate.
Yeah, of course, because I haven't got the time to sit and do that because I work till sort of 8 o'clock at night, and it is efficient. And I'm sure that's probably what your guidance would be as part of your, business strategy.
A bit of Gemini.
Yeah, exactly. So your online visibility specialists is really what you do.
Yeah.
And from the conversations we've had about having a power hour, which I never did, so apologies.
Never gave us any
ruin.
money for anything, Tom, but we gave you quite a lot of time.
A little bit.
We worked hard
I know,
to try
I
and
know.
convert you, and we got nothing in return.
I know, but you might convert me still.
Yeah.
There's still time.
Anyhow,
So, I think, well, I learned about you from Beverly, who was my previous guest, and I looked you up. I thought, you guys are fun. I had a 30-minute conversation with you on...
Yep.
And you were like, well, I don't even think we talked about what you did then.
No.
Because we just had a laugh.
Yep.
And it was funny. And I remember sending you clips and stuff of me doing comedy. It's not my full-time job. It's not even really a job. I don't get paid. And
That made you memorable.
so, yeah, of course
Yeah.
it did. And I think that's probably what it is. So I'm guessing, is that what you're telling me you do?
Well, kind of no. So we are very big on making sure everyone realises we're not a digital marketing agency and we don't work in digital marketing. That's the big carrot, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not marketers.
Online visibility.
There's great marketers like that James Gale guy. He's like, you want marketers like that in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't.
If only we could flip the camera onto him.
No, I know.
But what we do find is that and we work with a lot of small business owners mainly. We do work with other SMEs as well, but a lot of small business owners who are doing it for themselves. They wear all of the hats, nice ones like yours, but they wear their operations hats and their marketing hats and their sales hats and all of the hats. And actually, when it comes to things like marketing, it's really scary. You go onto social media, you see a lot of people who are experts who tell you do this, do that, do this, do that, and then you get really overwhelmed, and then you don't do any of the things because that's not yours.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, and we've been there when we started.
Which is why, as a side, we will answer what we do in a minute.
I'm getting there.
I know you are, but which is a side why I think quite a lot of small business owners default to networking. Now, I accept the people want to chat to people and things like that, but there's almost like this, I don't know what to do, so I'll just go, path of least resistance, I'll go networking. Yeah. But actually, in our world, there's more you can do that's quite simple and efficient. Sorry, Emily.
Yeah. So when it comes to with online visibility stuff, we are really good at helping people understand, what their non-negotiables are, the kind of the bare minimum that you should be doing, but also being really efficient. You mentioned ChatGPT about being or showing up. So in terms of if you're doing stuff on your website, a lot of the time we go, we've got a website, doesn't really do anything for us, doesn't have a lot of traffic, and all the things that we all hear all the time.
I think my website, www.talktoo'malley.co.uk, does nothing for me.
Yeah.
Have you ever checked the traffic? Do you check your
I
analytics?
I did speak with Brad about it, but then I don't think but my focus predominantly for me is, unfortunately, cold calling and networking.
Yeah.
And
which is fine, right? So we're not saying that's wrong, but what we're saying is the average business person, owner, will put a lot of effort into all these other online things, a website, a Google business profile, some social media, they might blog, they might do a podcast, but they see them as things to share out rather than things that could work for them on their own merits. So we're like I dotters and T crossers when it comes to that online world that takes it from separate silos into one holistic
and actually taking me back to our
ecosystem.
Conversation about a power hour with you, is
you can just put them on our website, www.yellowtuxedo.co.uk.
Yeah, that's right. And there's a link on your LinkedIn as well, Alan Braithwaite and Emily Braithwaite. I think you can do it through there as well. Yeah. And so the discussion we had, and the Power Hour, which is going to be available, I think, as a raffle prize.
As a raffle prize.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that.
So I know you're working for free, and so that's available. So I think you said all those things that I still haven't done, like my Google, whatever it's called.
Can I tell a story? Tell a story. No, it's a relevant story
No,
about clients.
it's fine.
Right?
This is how half-hour podcasts never become half an hour.
No, I know, but this is also... look, we created our business, we understand, and there's some reasons we focus on fun and human connection, which we can explore. But the technical bit we do isn't always easy to deliver in 10 seconds, so which a coach would go, you need to change it then, or something like that. But we quite like it because no one else does it. But... we've got a long-standing friend of the digital circus Yellow Tuxedo called Ricky Locke. He's is a wedding magician, events magician, right? Left his business.
God, that's like the coolest client.
Unbelievably amazing Ricky is. And we've done quite a lot together. So when we were running online conferences, Ricky would open our conferences with a magic show for everyone they were unbelievable. The
Have you
digital
learned any
circus
tricks?
Yeah.
He came to our house. He surprised us on our doorstep.
Can you do the thumb trick? I can't do it. But
Is this a 90s?
I was going to turn to the camera and go.
This sounds like a 90s night out reference.
He lives in Leicester direction, doesn't he? But he came down, he knocked on our door once and then just said, "Hi, I'm here for tomorrow's coffee morning," and it was really lovely to see him.
Did he bring the bear?
No, he didn't bring the bear. We're not talking about bears, Tom.
We're still...
let me finish my story, Alan. This is how we have a half-hour podcast. And then he turned up, and then our 3 kids were there, and then he delivered a 35-minute magic show at our table without dropping a beat, did he? He did the entire thing. And I was like,
can I tell my story now?
Yes,
which I was in the middle of telling.
He was actually.
Yeah. How'd you like apples?
There is a question. There is a question on the sheet which says, "What's it like working with your husband?"
It's magical.
It's like anyway, Ricky Locke, right?
Ricky Locke,
Ricky Locke, and we've got lots of clients like this. So Ricky's in this position, wedding and events magician, actually wants to evolve into a confidence coach because that's where he's just done a TED talk. But by building his online ecosystem, which is the model we share, it's our model we came up with, and getting all those bits in place, it's allowed for his organic inquiry, so no proactive marketing or sales happening because he's spent the time building his online presence up. So now that's working, and he's like, I've got some bits on my website, but literally just bring me in inquiries I can now evolve my business into where I want it to
Into
go.
the creative outlet as well,
Yeah.
as we talk about being
Yeah.
yourself and that human connection.
So for the people out there, including myself, who hear that word a lot, online ecosystem,
Yeah.
what does an online ecosystem consist of?
See, right? It's so boring. This is why we do the fun and the human connection
No, I get
stuff.
it. But it's like my job, isn't it?
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
in my job, life insurance is boring, right?
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about death. No one
No.
wants to talk about protecting their income. They're all too worried
Yep.
getting the next deal and
Yeah.
where's my next bit of money coming from, and
Yeah.
not thinking about what happens if they die or they're sick. But I try and make it a bit fun and have a laugh with them.
Likewise.
Yeah, exactly. So I get the model.
Can I do it?
Yeah,
You
go
do
on.
it.
No,
Online ecosystem.
Right, online ecosystem. So you start a business, right? You've got your website over here. You've paid someone £1,000 for it, whatever, right? Done it yourself, doesn't really matter. You've got your social media, your one where you're told your ideal client lives over here. You've got whatever else. You might have done a blog, you might have done a podcast. So rather than them sitting in silos, we came up with a model that brings it all together with the ultimate goal of getting people onto your website as in your shop, right? Think about it as your shop regardless. And with everything else. So then you have your shop in the middle. You then have this inner ring where there's three things, which we like to call the Holy Trinity. And those three things are all about your audience. You're nurturing, engaging with them, having fun. Think Tesco's with Tesco's Club Card as the inner ring, right? But in a small business, those three things are, or any size business actually, those three things are email, because it's non-algorithmic, so they have to give it to you. It's a very good way to build an audience. You have your preferred social media. Because
Fair, I did read your newsletter this morning.
Oh, did you? Thank you very much.
Well done.
So then the next one is preferred social media, because you will always do better on your preferred social media over the one you're told to go to where your ideal client lives, because we're all on omni-channel nowadays. No one lives on one platform, right?
I mean, I mainly live on LinkedIn.
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't
because-
ever
on
cross
TikTok.
over.
I live on TikTok and YouTube.
I don't cross over my Facebook to my business particularly, and I should, because that's where.
Yeah.
But where do you hang out?
Can I
though?
finish the
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
Trinity
Yeah, go
before
on
we do
You
that?
can, but
And then
yeah.
the third one is macro content. So macro content is optimizable, evergreen content,
This.
stuff like this: YouTube videos, podcasts, and blogs, because they will work.
Hello.
They will work for you whilst you're asleep out on the internet. While you're asleep with clients, sitting here recording whatever you choose to do, they will work for you. Not only that, they can be repurposed into your social media content, into your newsletter. So it's a very simple and efficient method to create content and engage with your audience. Outside, anywhere else on the blimmin' internet that you can get a reference to you, other social media channels, directories. We've got a client who got a job off a directory they were in, but they remembered to connect it up. Right. So it's about connection here. And as an example of that, you know, when you go on LinkedIn and people go, join my newsletter, and it says subscribe page.
Yeah, I always click no.
Yeah. And it's like, why you they've just put that link on the internet that is now a dead link back to them as that keeps going. Does that make sense? So the internet's evolving. And as an example, we had quite a large client, right? If we said the name, you'd go, oh, wow. I know I didn't want to sound like a complete knob, but you know, you do.
I don't care if you drop it.
No, I probably should. And they said, can you migrate us from MailChimp to MailerLite? And we said, of course we can. And they said, we need you to do all our like opt-in forms and everything. And we went, where are all your MailChimp kind of opt-in forms? Or how have you put them, you know, embedded those and everything? And they went, oh no, we've got all the MailChimp links, URLs all over the internet. And I'm like, they're now dead. They are absolute wasted effort. So basically, the answer to that one is anything you put on the internet should be on your website or be on a platform you're never, ever, ever going to leave. And people do this just dead
For example,
crud.
signing up to a newsletter should not be the mailerlite.com/Tom O'Malley. It should be the tomomalley.com/
Newsletter.
I mean, I am terrible because I've got a CRM that I don't use.
Yeah.
And
This
it's
is the
set up,
thing.
but the main reason I don't use it is because I'm so used to using Google and so used to using my email and my phone. Like we do a lot of cold calling in my job, and I might take someone's phone number and there's a lot to remember. And then I think that's another 5 minutes work to add them onto my CRM system. And it might not go anywhere, but that's laziness on my part. So I guess what's the biggest, is that a common hurdle that you come across?
Yeah, but this isn't about laziness. This is about adjusting what you're already doing, right? So you have a website, right? You have social media. Do you have a newsletter, an email list?
No.
Okay, well, you have to have an email list, right? Because
I mean, I have got an.
Yeah, you have to. That's one of the only ones we say you have
So when you
to.
say an email list, what? Like, I mean,
Is there a place on your website where people can go, oh, yes, Tom, I'd like to hear more from you, and input their email address?
Yeah.
Right. So you have an email list. What are you doing with that email list?
I mean, to people, I don't think people go on my website, but it's partly because it's new and I had to
but that-
rebrand,
that right
which is a
there-
conversation for later. But
Who
But
even
that-
are you?
That right there
honestly?
is like, I
know.
don't know if I've got traffic on my website because people don't like to look at the stats.
Remember that's, you carry on.
Yeah,
sorry,
I'll get-
sorry. I'll eat a
people,
Freddo.
people don't look at the stats because things like Google Analytics, which is I love it. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to stats. They don't go and see where the traffic's coming from, how it works, how many that week, where they started, where they finished. There's so much data because it's a scary interface, and we kind of help you to look at that. Go,
yeah,
let's
I haven't
make
got a
it
clue.
simple.
And I think sometimes marketers or the people that are in control of those bits, do they keep it elusively complicated?
No, we had a client. Sorry, I got Freddo in. We had a client who was paying something like 1,500 quid a month to their SEO company, who was sending them an email report, like 20-page email report once a month. They had no idea what was going on. We sat down with them for half an hour and they dropped that spend because we said, all you need to do is this, carry on with that, adjust what you're already doing. And they went, is that it? We went, not quite, but yes. Yeah. And they went, okay, and dropped it and then smashed everything.
We had going back to the analytics thing and looking at your stats and being afraid to look at your stats. One of our very first clients when we first started, we sat down with her. She was a classic car driving company, a really cool company. And she was adamant that her social media and all that was working for her on Instagram. And we looked at our Google Analytics and 800 visits a week were coming from Pinterest. And she didn't even know she'd had a Pinterest account. She'd never touched it really, kind of left it in the background. And 800 visits a week coming from a Pinterest account that she thought was dead.
I didn't even think Pinterest was still alive.
it's-
I mean, every time I go and find, I see dead pages.
Rule one of sales. Don't shop for yourself.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
rule
no.
one? We go with that. We go with that. My
the
rule one.
whole thing is, do you do more of that over there, which is not working for you, or double down on something that could be working a lot harder for you? And
or add it into your workflow.
but you don't.
I listened to a podcast the other day, and then I listened to all these platforms of where people were, and I'm like, I don't even know that exists.
Yes.
No, you don't have to be on. This is really important. We're never going to sit there and go, you need to be on all of them. But you do need to reflect your goal. We haven't started, right? Big one is what's your goal, right? If your goal is global domination, which some people is, they want their bit of the world, then they need to put that effort in. But when you see these people who go, I want global domination, and they post on LinkedIn 3 times a week, and you go, sorry, when do you want the reality check, right? Do you know what I mean? It's just not going to happen in that way.
Do I strike you as the sort of person that wants global domination?
Yes.
100% you do.
Do I?
Yeah.
I think that's probably just an act, but maybe I do.
Well,
I don't know.
Hold on, we're turning this into a complete imposter syndrome mental health conversation now, away from technical online
I don't know, but part of
visibility.
me does, but part of me knows I have to do those things to get where I want to be, which is comfortable.
we've
I think
spoken
more
off
people
camera.
want global domination than they're happy to admit.
We've spoken off camera, and I know you've got a very clear what you want in 5 years goal. I get that. But in order to get to those at the end of that 5 years, are you going to put the work in? Hell yes, you're going to do it. And I think for a lot of people, they start with that, I want to be here in 5 years, and are scared to do those steps in between as well. And you have to put that work in. And if you want to have global domination, whether you do or not, Tom, it's up to you. But there is an element of, okay, well, let's do something then. And whether
I think I'd be a horrible dictator if I was global.
Look, sorry,
fun.
we actually, people go, I don't want domination because that's quite negative, right? And we go, oh, okay, that's not the point, right? You just want to be large in what you do. The other thing we've massively kind of not glossed over, but is the simplicity and the efficiency.
Yeah.
When you go networking, which you love talking to people, or you ring up the phone, right? That's a better example. And you speak to one person, fine, because you're nurturing them, brilliant, right? Love that. There is X amount, and we can find out what X is looking for what you're doing on the internet. Okay, they may be searching on YouTube to how to sort out their life insurance. They could be over here going best life insurance deals and all these other search terms, which it feels like the average small business owner thinks, oh, I'm never going to be the answer to that. You absolutely can be the answer.
Oh,
to
100%.
that.
And I think my biggest attribute for why people buy from me and take advice from me is that I'm normal nice, fun, a bit like
2025,
yourselves.
you can't say normal.
Yeah, I can't say no.
Oh, well, I
That's
think
banned.
not
Normal's
normal.
banned.
Well, I would say probably from asking people, I think a lot of people would say I'm abnormal, and
Well,
I think
we had this. Someone came up to us. I mean,
This has blown our
Emily
mind.
and you realise, because we keep saying we're here for the normal people.
We're the normal ones. Yeah.
You realise you're not.
yeah, we had this
normal.
conversation last week,
I
didn't
know,
we?
Yeah, it blew my
And
mind.
I really did. I was like, oh, okay, that's.
I run a lot, right? And I've been on runs ruminating over this. So I'm not the normal one. I'm 47, right? And basically for 47, I thought I was normal. And I'm like, so
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
not?
Because
So
you, yeah, but then you are. I don't want to sound like derogatory, but you've got
You're about to
higher
diss
than
us?
average. No, not to you, to
Oh,
everyone
right.
else.
That's fine.
You've got. I was about to become very complimentary to you. You've got higher than average intelligence.
Oh, I don't know.
And,
And Emily's Mensa. Emily's a Mensa.
well, I
like-
can tell.
Yeah.
You know, it's because of the size of her head. It's gigantic.
Yeah.
The
I was quite.
So, well, no, I get it, but then I think I've never done an. I don't
do you know
think
your
I was.
IQ score?
No,
Do you know your IQ score?
I
No,
reckon
you know this, so
I
I-
reckon it's about 130 if I was to guess my own, and
So
I know
I'm-
Mensa's what 150 in it.
I think I'm low intelligence, high common sense, but Emily's high intelligence.
What about emotional intelligence?
Well, I think we're both high on emotional intelligence, considering we're relatively gregarious.
And that's
well, I
key
am.
to setting yourself apart. And I think when you're trying to, you know, put yourself to a client and say, I understand, you know, and I think it's especially in my world where you have to understand that there's something that they're never thinking about, and most people burying it. Whereas to me, I'm thinking, you know, I just do it. Like it's obvious. Like you know, you're probably gonna. The chance of you dying are quite high within a certain period of time, and the impact of you dying is significant.
Yeah.
So why not do something about it? To me, it's a no-brainer, but then people just put it off and put it off. But do people do that in your world?
Totally. Well, so it's quite interesting we talk about this, and we were.
Are we still on business? I've kind of lost track.
Yeah, we'll
are we
get
on
off
dying
business in a
or
minute.
Fun? I don't know where we're at.
So Alan and I have a very distinct style, I suppose, when we don't give two hoots about who sees us, and what we show up online with is exactly how we are at home. Unfortunately, stop eating the Haribo.
I'm
no,
carb
because all you're gonna
loading.
I
get-
think
for the,
you should eat it.
all
I'm
you're gonna
carb
get
loading
is
for the Great South Run. Sorry.
It's the fact that life is too short. You are going to die someday, and if you want world domination, whatever that is for you, then you're going to have to just be yourself. And people are so scared about, you know, the persona of how I show up and being businessy or being corporate-y, which is why we said at the beginning, don't make this one of those whatevers. We're not that. And we will show up online with what everyone. We were discussing bears beforehand. We're not going to talk about bears right now, but we will talk about anything we bloody well like, because ultimately
Unless Tom, he's a big bear.
it's interesting.
I am
it's
a big
fun.
bear. I get called.
You are a big
I get called bear by a lot of people.
It's interesting, it's fun, and ultimately, if you connect with someone online, showing up as you are, then the business bit will come later on. Anyway, we were talking about, you know, how we've not met before.
As long as they understand what you do,
long
which
as-
they don't.
It doesn't. To be honest, no one really cares what
I know.
you do.
I
if
think
they
I
like
fell
you.
into the trap recently of like people not knowing that I actually do what I do, and
What do you do?
yeah, exactly. I know, but that's the point. But where I work is an underserved market, and not many people understand that you can put those life insurance and income protection for your business as an expense. There you go. There's a plug.
Yeah.
But it's you know, and like, how do you get that message across? And that is through education on. So like my place is LinkedIn, where I hang out, generally speaking. And I never thought I'd be a LinkedIn person. I always thought,
I thought better of you.
too corporate.
But you know, for every business owner on LinkedIn, there's also that business owner. Like, so we quite like Instagram because that's sort of where we came from in the wedding industry, and there are so many business owners on Instagram who don't go on LinkedIn.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
100%.
this whole B2B
So
on
I have
LinkedIn
got
thing, it's like,
I
you
have
know,
got a link. I did start on Instagram like about, I don't know, 18 months ago, just adding people and building up a following and seeing those people that we're going to go. And I know that sounds a bit creepy. And like in a Facebook world, if you were just adding random people, it feels, do I know that person? And whereas and on LinkedIn, people don't care. And this is why I always say to people, just add them on LinkedIn. Like, it don't matter. They want the connection because they want you to see them as much as you want them to see you.
we regularly go, I can't work out if we're trying to sell to them
Or
or
they're
they're trying to sell to us.
Oh yeah, 100%. And didn't you
I've
have
lost
one
work.
recently where
I got so cross, Tom.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
got so-
Tell us more about it.
So-
We've interrupted you, but it's a worthwhile story.
No, I think it's good. Yeah.
So, do I say? Yeah, I say.
Just
Don't
say
mention names.
No, about me. Well, I am a female, and I do work in a business, but I am not a female business owner type, fempreneur type. Don't subscribe to that personally. The narrative doesn't.
You look like a feminist, but you're not.
Do you look like a feminist?
I reckon she burn her bra.
Wow.
I'm looking at you.
Am I wearing a bra?
You also look like you don't wear a bra. And you got an allotment.
3 kids later with an allotment. I am definitely living the good life. Thank you very much, Tom.
Good segue.
But I had someone connect with me on LinkedIn, and they started off nicely, and you think it was just a nice friend, and then it became a hard sell within the first 2 messages. We all get them. And I asked, and it was a spiel about working with female business owners. And I went, do you only work with female business owners? And she went, yes, well, that's my ideal client. I went, thank you, but no thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. And then she literally went into a massive spiel about how I was completely undermining her business and making her feel like less of a business owner because I was refusing to work with her and it was my loss. And I was like, no, I'm just choosing.
You cold DM'd you.
You cold DM'd me. You're not my cup of tea. I don't want to work in this. I'm totally okay to say no to that. But I find LinkedIn a lot of the time is I have something to sell. Here's nice to meet you. By the way, do you need this? No, I don't. Thank you very much. And it's, yeah.
Does cold DMs work on LinkedIn? Depends.
I think anything can work, right? So I think nothing's wrong. Okay, we're not marketeers, but surely cold DMing is a numbers game. If you send 1 million cold DMs, there will be a marketing statistic for how many will convert, right?
Well, no difference to calls in an email campaign and whatever else you were going to do.
Or even trying to chat someone up when you were younger, right? If you wanted to, you played the numbers game. I don't know, it wasn't my thing. I'm not very good at breaking the ice for someone.
No, exactly.
I used to send Emily networking in our early days because I wasn't very good in the kind of cold room environment.
Losing.
Thanks for the feedback. Anything can. Nothing is wrong. We're about efficiency. So if you're doing it, make it work harder for you. If you have a website, make it work harder for you. If you have this, make it work harder for you. We're about people adjusting their workflows, not telling them to dance on TikTok, right? That's the point. So
if you want to dance on TikTok, you can do, and people make business out of it.
What was it?
It's weird.
I was watching.
But I get it.
It was I think it's a lashes company on TikTok, right? Eyelashes, right?
Sorry,
and I think
eyelashes.
I know. And I think if that was on LinkedIn, they would be going, these are my eyelashes. They are made from this, right? And I got an award for them, right? That's what they'd be on LinkedIn. On TikTok, they're going, I'm just getting ready for a night out. They're
What you got to do is put the lashes on like this.
But they're going, I've just spent $5,000 of the company's $5,000 of the company's money getting a box at a Jason Derulo gig, all right? And they're selling lashes, and it's and I'm like, that's clever selling, okay? Not, I've just got an award for my lashes. Would you like to connect? Alan, lash seller, visit my profile. And it's like, nothing's wrong, but one's going to be a bit more fun, one's going to be a bit more efficient, and we like to try and sit in the fun, efficient world, but nothing is wrong.
Yeah, to be fair, there is a lady on TikTok doing a similar job to
You're
what
not on
I
TikTok.
do. I am on TikTok.
Oh, you are on TikTok.
See, if I was you, I would. This is like.
But my problem is I think I just forget. Whereas I've had to physically make time and put LinkedIn into my routine. TikTok, I don't. But then, obviously, part of this, we would cut this up, stick it through Opus clips, and then put those things on TikTok and make those bits work. And I did do that when I had my old branding before I got stitched up. Not stitched up, it was partly my own fault. But
still think you should have bought it.
Yeah, I probably should have thought it, but we didn't.
Do you know my theory on this from LinkedIn? They make it very easy. 2 ways they make it very easy. They give you a better desktop experience, which suits us over kind of 28-year-olds or a bit older, whatever gen.
I think I do most of my LinkedIn on my phone.
Oh, do you? Okay, so I think two things they do. They have a better kind of desktop experience, and they make you lead in the first person without you realizing it. Whereas the second you go on one of the other platforms, you have a tendency to think that I now need to be Yellow Tuxedo or my company name. So you'll see businesses who go, I do very well on LinkedIn. And I'm like, that's your personal brand. Over here on Instagram, where they are their business name and they're sharing infographics and wondering why no one cares, right? Whereas on their personal one, they're talking about, I ate a hot cross bun at the weekend and things like that. And I think LinkedIn's very good at getting you to think in the personal brand first person before you even knew what that was.
I get very little from LinkedIn in terms of business, but then I also understand that people will know where to go when they need what I have. And I hope that that's how it comes across. So I guess a question for you is, if you were going to look at me,
Totally judging.
I don't care if you're judging.
Of course I'm not.
But I like people. I like being judged, because then I think,
There's nothing to judge, because we're all doing our own thing.
just you.
Oh yeah, and I get that, but
people don't get that.
But I think what I was going to say was, I like being judged, because when people judge you harshly, it gives you carte blanche to judge them back, right?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
and then it's down to you as to how good a comeback you've had. And obviously I do comedy on the side of this.
No, do you?
Sometimes,
Who
yeah.
knew?
I actually got a gig coming up on the 4th of December.
Let's hope this goes out before
It's
4th
the first
December,
one I've done
otherwise that
since
happened
July.
in the past.
Since the 1st of July. I haven't done anything since July. But I like making people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And one of my jokes starts with exactly that. I can't tell it on here because it's really, really wrong. But it's about, how do I care that they judge me for making, let's say, I don't really want to say it, like a paedophile joke.
Isn't it more about being divisive? Because we all know that if you're mildly divisive...
So you didn't want to swear then, but you did say drop the P word.
Is it more about being divisive? Like, we actually sit in the kind of try and be the fun, nice world.
I just
but
think
actually,
it's funny.
we know for a fact if we're a bit more divisive, we would probably,
Like Jimmy Carr would say, joking about a terrible thing is much better than doing the actual terrible thing.
Yeah.
And if you can laugh about it, ultimately it takes the stigma out of what they're talking about, and probably makes people think, oh, actually, perhaps I shouldn't be out doing that.
Yeah.
I like the Ricky Gervais. There's no such thing as an offensive joke, but you are allowed to be offended.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but you can't think you can't go around your entire life thinking, I can't be. Oh, is that the right way around? You can't be offensive, but you can be
bleep out
offended.
that last word, I think. But the
No, it's all right. You're worried now, aren't you?
a little bit. Yeah.
You can do what you like.
No, I get that, but by the same token, I do worry, and part of me does worry that.
Is this turning into a Tom counselling session?
No. It's relative, I guess, because it's how online presence and how people view you. So obviously, I do comedy and I dress in drag occasionally, and I write really quite disgusting songs, but they are very, very funny. Are people going to see that Tom and then go, oh, Tom does life insurance? Oh, God, I wouldn't buy them off him. And someone said to me once in IKEA, said, I think you're really funny, but I'd never buy life insurance off you. And I went, why? And he went, well, because...
Does that impact your work, your actual job, for you to do your job by doing a funny joke?
I didn't care, but no, it doesn't. But I think I tell those jokes to my clients sometimes.
Well,
But
one of the very first things you sent me was a very rude, offensive joke, and I laughed for so long after that phone call. And then here we are 9 months later.
So hold on, can we unpick this? So are you telling me there's two Tom personas? There's financial
I'd say there's
services
probably 10,
Tom.
yeah.
So why? That's a lot of effort for you. Why wouldn't you just have one?
I think I would say, to quote what James said earlier, multifaceted.
No, that's different to different personas.
I don't think it's a persona, because I don't think people actually, I said to Beverly on the last podcast, I don't think people actually know what I do sometimes, whether they think I'm a full-time networker, comedian, or I sell financial services products.
But surely people get to know you, right? And we don't need your services yet, but I will recommend you at some point.
If anyone said I need X, you would currently be top of
You're
my
memorable,
head,
and you're the top of my head all of the time these days. And it doesn't matter what people do. Our ability to be fun and lighthearted and jokes and put pictures of the kids on our Instagram and talk about teddy bears and all the other crap that we put on doesn't take away from the fact that we are able to help people build their online ecosystem. We can help you press that button. I'm a Google Analytics specialist. I'm this, I'm that. I can do all of those things.
I read your newsletter this morning, and it was nice because there was lots of stuff that makes it more homely and I actually...
We once got called the family bakery of the SEO world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I like
really,
that. Yeah, but it's nice.
Because you're a family person yourself. Everyone's got these commonalities of things that happen in the real world, not kind of this business facade. And we can break that down because ultimately, I put a post out on social media yesterday about us having the kids involved in our business and the fact that they're 12, 10 and 8 tomorrow. And, from 6 days old, our daughter was in a field with us on an event because she was late being born and we had no other choice. And our childcare was my mum and dad who were kind of coming along the job with us. So they've kind of been part of it. It's part of life. You know that picture of during lockdown and the politician with his daughter walking past on the walker. You know, that's life. So why shy away from life? Just bring it in as part of the
I don't get keeping it set. I understand boundaries, but I don't understand separate. So like, we're not about to share our credit score, right? But we have no issue doing a short form from our kitchen, right? And this is,
which is never tidy.
Yeah, this is not about sharing warts and all. This is about ensuring there's This is probably more marketing than online visibility.
We do
right?
it's like a
But
sliding
this is about
scale.
personality. Yeah, we've always talked about
the Katie Price down this end with their mucky mansion and a brick wall this way. We show nothing at all.
where you turn up in a shirt and tie and go, I sell financial services, and that's as much personality as you've got.
Well, I think the first time I met, well, not the first time I met someone at networking, and I said to him, "Lose the tie. You're not in that environment like at this networking event.
Nope.
Lose the tie."
Yep.
And he was then automatically more comfortable, and everyone else was more comfortable. Probably did myself no favors, but they work in a slightly different industry to me. But that's why I walk around in a polo shirt.
Can we
and
go
a
back to
baseball-
you? Right. So I think that if there was someone who absolutely was doubling down on selling financial services by being in drag, playing the ukulele, and all they did was create content like that, they would absolutely tear it up. Do you know anyone who could do that?
Oh yes, I wonder who we're talking about.
Right, exactly. I just don't get, it's why would that be kept as
I
a
think I said
separate
earlier,
thing?
there's a lady on TikTok, and all she does is close-up videos like this, going, "Do you know about this? Do you know about that? Blah 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 blah
What
blah
accent
blah."
was that from?
Is she from Jamaica?
I think she's Geordie.
Oh, right.
Do you know how to say the 3 words in
I
Geordie?
mean, this
right?
is probably more offensive than the other words you said.
you know how to say, do the
Which
Geordie
3 words
accent.
is it?
You say poopa scoopa, roller coaster, Kawasaki. Kawasaki.
I'm not very good at the northeast. Yeah.
And then Scotland's.
You're not very good
There's
at
been a
listening to
murder.
accents.
Oh yeah,
This
there's been
morning-
a murder. Oh, there's been a murder.
Someone
from
this morning
Taggart.
on the school run wound down the window, said, "Your lights out," or whatever this morning, and we drove away. Went, "Oh, he's northern." I went, "He was German."
Well, yeah, but I'm not convinced he was German. I still
he
think
was
he was
definitely
northeast.
German. He was definitely
Yeah.
German.
And Welsh is my mum. So,
Oh,
or
yeah.
my aunt. Well, there's 2 types. My mum's lost her Welsh accent, but they
Well,
go.
your mum is Welsh, or is that
my
what
mum
you
is
say
Welsh.
to be Welsh?
She's lost
Right.
her accent, but she's lost her accent because she's been here for like 40 odd years.
Hello, boy. I come
More
from
than
down the
that.
valley.
Yeah, that's right. They say like Thomas. What are you doing over there now?
You sound like Norman Price's.
No,
mum.
he
See
doesn't.
those-
He sounds
no, I
Welsh.
don't. See, my auntie does sound like Norman Price's mum, and she would go, "Gary, what are you doing up there now? Norman, come
James,
here, come
James is
here."
currently freestyling the levels so as not to blow out the top.
Yeah, and my brother-in-law, it's not really my brother. I think they need to get married at some point. But he's like, "All right there, Thomas, how you doing now? You all right there, boy?"
Bit Norman Pricey.
I don't know what it is. It's like
mean,
from Merthyr Tydfil. But,
This is nothing new, but Norman Price should probably have an ASBO, right? And like be in a juvie or something like
We are
that.
taking this to a whole.
He's just very odd, isn't he?
He's not misunderstood. He's an absolute wrong'un, right? You know?
Yeah, I think had he grown up, he'd probably be 40 now.
Yeah.
He probably would have been in jail for several offences.
On a
Maybe.
register somewhere. That's your job.
I'm not saying that.
No, the arsonist register.
I don't
didn't
think
say
it's
anything
illegal
else.
to be ginger. I don't think.
Oh my God. Yeah.
This is probably going to get me in trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, little bit.
So,
It's your
I mean,
podcast.
yeah, well, whatever. If it goes out, no one might watch it. You never know.
Well, if it's optimized, then it's more likely to be watched than just shared to your current audience.
Tell me a little bit more about that then.
Oh, it's
so boring. You know
no,
what?
the problem is it is boring, but it's very relevant.
I think we should talk about it because
Right. If it works like this, okay? If you put a piece of content on the internet that is titled "Talk to Tom O'Malley" episode 1, right? No one's searching for that, okay?
No.
So the people you show it to could do it. If you insert some relevant key phrases into it, then Norman Price, or Down with the Gingers, as you suggested, not us, and things like this, right? Then, as really bad examples, people may be searching for that, so it may likely appear and do something for you. In a kind of the simplest example we all share is images, right? When you upload an image to your website and it's 1234567.8.jpg, no one's searching for that, but they may be searching for online visibility company Hampshire. They may be searching for
.jpg.
that .jpg, because then when you start to own your little piece of the internet, rather than one lonely entry on Google page 1, which is if you get 10 out of 10, because because some people are visual, some people are auditory. When people click through shorts, videos, images, and everything else along the top of Google search, you start to appear on multiple pages.
And this is the sort of technical information that you need to scream and shout about and tell people what you do.
Oh,
right?
we do when we
We have been for 5-6 years.
Yeah, I know, but like I didn't know that, and that one bit of information has made me go. It's like opened up a whole like.
So, okay, if we're going to explore, so you get people websites, they've uploaded all these photos they've taken on their phone, or their branding photographer's given them with the branding photographer's details on it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when people are searching for something that, headshots Hampshire, that would appear. But if you think about every single image on your website could be a virtual door on the internet to you, working hard for you whilst you're sat here making
So
ginger
there's 4
jokes.
images that are on me on my website. There's one with me with a ukulele.
Yeah.
There's one with me looking like a.
Yeah, as a minimum,
Corporate.
should be titled with a JPEG and have alt text behind it on your website. So, because again, Google can't see images, it will see the text behind it. So you need to be given Google. It's an amazing machine. I say this every single time.
Are you
It's an
listening,
amazing
Brad?
machine.
I don't know if you've done that, but if you haven't,
Google's
please,
an amazing
please do
machine, but it's not a mind reader, and we have to feed it as much as we possibly can. And if you're not doing these little things, and they're only teeny tiny jobs, but it kind of compounds together, you'll give yourself a much better fighting chance of ever getting on that first page. of
No,
Google.
true. We can't diss web design. We can't diss Brad, right? Because we don't know what Brad's like.
No.
But the amount of people who go, I've just paid for my website. What do you think of it? How good? It looks fantastic. And you go, you're right. It looks fantastic. These are all the technical things wrong with it that your web designer's not done, including adding their link in the social icons at the bottom. So when
Went
it
to
clicks on
someone, and
Instagram, it
literally,
goes to the web designer's
None of their own
page.
social icons were on it. It was all going to the web designer. So that's just.
It's like, what's your core keyword you're wanting to rank for? I don't know, but do you like my website? Your website's lovely.
I know. I don't know whether people actually search.
Oh my
What,
God.
my job?
No.
Relevant life. Well, they do.
Of course
Obviously, they do.
But God forbid it's
We can
there.
look
Tax
now.
efficient
It's not
life,
go-
blah,
it's
blah,
not going
whatever.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
but LinkedIn may shut down tomorrow, right? It might. It's not good. They have blackouts occasionally. Instagram has blackouts. You can't rely on social media alone and just networking, because at some point they may not be there.
No.
and you'd be
You might be ill.
And we had, and obviously we just filmed our ads the other day again, because obviously they went out, and then I had some troubles with branding, which we won't talk about. I wanted to talk about it, but I just don't think it's appropriate. I was going to talk to you about IP and stuff, but I don't really think it's
No,
relevant.
we can't. Otherwise, otherwise, we might as well mention the Funpreneurs Big Day Out, Christmas
What's
shenanigans.
the Funpreneurs Big Day Out? Tell us all about that.
I'm just looking for some keywords.
Have you
haven't
even got
booked.
time, Tom?
Yeah,
Oh, we
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
got
we're
it.
fine.
Okay, we're
There's
good.
so many keywords around what you do that you could be the answer for. That could just be working for you while you sleep.
I
This
think
is
the-
not about SEO.
No.
This is about an online presence. You have to be clear
We
on
get
that.
quite triggered by, and I say triggered, the word visibility, because a lot of either brand designers or photographers or say, let's be more visible, and they basically use that as an equation for being more visible on
for
social.
having a good photo.
Yeah, having like, it's a be more be on camera a bit more, and actually there's so much more to this. It's all very well having lovely photos and lovely this and lovely that, but it has to be working for you. Otherwise, how do you expect to get to a new market of people and a new audience? Because otherwise, you're literally just circling the same
Yeah.
network of people, going, here, see my stuff. Please
What's
look at
it? What's it stop? Is it the same old adage of what stops people? It's time, not knowing how to do it, and worry.
Well, do you know what though?
'Cause that's what it is for me.
I can't take the time thing. I can't, because we had this in another podcast a few weeks ago, and I get really cross because to be a big business, if you want to achieve things, you have to do things that are a little bit uncomfortable, and actually you have to mark the time.
Sorry, are you telling me that to achieve something I've never achieved before, I may need to do something I've never done before? Back that truck
I
up.
know. And like,
Honestly.
I'm a perpetual state of tiredness. We are knackered all the time. We work in the business together, just the two of us. We've got 3 kids at
Not
home.
me, I'm full of energy.
Really? How's your
No,
grey hair
I'm
working out these
shattered.
days? So it's
I have no idea where this came
And Alan
from.
is only 1 year older than me, I
when
think.
people say that, 1 year, I'm 42, shut up. People are
No,
tired.
than him. No one
Oh.
mentioned your age. Don't make it about you. People are tired. Carry on.
I'm 1 year older than Emily.
43. We're in our early 40s, not.
I like the fact we've hijacked your quite relevant rant to discuss
Anyway,
what grey
being,
people are.
being tired, haven't got the energy, whatever, there's no excuse. If you want to do it, just do
Yeah.
it.
The answer usually is I don't know how to do or I'm scared, right? 9 times out of 10 it'll be
I would
how
say
or scared.
that's the key, and then knowing who to ask.
Yes.
So, should people be afraid to just ask you?
No,
No.
because they don't. It's not your zone of genius. Your zone of genius is financial services, right? So why would you be scared? I know why people are. I'm a realist, right? High emotional intelligence. But why would people scared to go? I don't know about the online world. I don't know about a website.
Yeah.
So, but this, the ones that get
Ego,
me,
but you have to break down that ego to achieve what you want to achieve.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, it's about things we know exist, right? So people will pay for their website because over the years, that you need to do that, right? And people will outsource their social media, knowing that the person they're outsourcing their social media to is not really bringing them in anything at all, but they're paying for it because coaches go, you should really outsource your social media. No disrespect to marketers.
I haven't outsourced my social media, but I don't saturate things like Facebook. But my ads, so like we filmed ads on Monday, obviously after the problems, they went out, they were performing okay, and then one day later I got a cease and desist letter. So we got no judgment, but that put me back 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So now I'm having to like look at it again and go, is this going to work for me? I'd already planned the podcast.
Yep.
So I think when I looked at my strategy, and I've had a little bit of help from people, and people go, do you really want to do that?
Not us though.
Like I said, well, I think a podcast is key to doing what I do because it gets people like you in the spotlight. It shows me in a different light and as an approachable person for more than just 2 minutes.
Yep.
And then we're having a big podcast launch party, which to me was like, okay, I've got to do that. It seems like a no-brainer. I feel like I'm 85% of the way there, and I think probably a lot of people get like that as well. And then how do they get pushed past that last little line? I mean,
So our core audience of people we work with tend to be solopreneurs, small business owners, and actually a lot of our current clients are, I suppose, in like that 50 plus age group as well. You know, and they're brilliant because they are invested and they are going for it up until retirement. But the way that we approach our clients is the fact that we are nice. We are a bit of a family baker, as Alan said. We don't use jargon. We keep it really simple, and we're very good at hand-holding people to make sure it's not as big and scary as they will make you feel.
I think that's the biggest thing. It is hand-holding, and it sounds like not embarrassing because I wouldn't be embarrassed to have my hand held across the road. But it's knowing who to trust and who to...
And having a quality source of information that's not going to take you down the garden path in a completely different direction.
Yeah, and I think people worry about investing money in the wrong spot. And I think you just, I've had to learn that you just think, whatever, I'll just earn it back another way, or I'll take a loan, or I'll do whatever else I've got to do.
Yeah, I think so. We're very big on community. We have the Digital Circus, which is our online community, that we do this sort of at an arm's length with a larger group of people at the same time. So we all kind of do this adventure together, and we work it through together, and we sort of problem solve together. But one of the biggest things I'll also sort of mention, though, we do best practice. We talk about what you should be doing and that button you should be pressing, all those things. But also, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong. And I had a client the other day. I was on a call with him, and he's like,
"Isn't he a Digital Circus Plus?"
He's a Digital Circus Plus member.
Yes.
So we have an hour every month.
There'll be details attached to this.
But in that, he went, and we're working on his email marketing campaigns, and he'd never really done it before. And we've been building it out, and he'd done 6 months by himself. And he's like, "Yeah, I've done 6 months." And then he realised that for the last 6 months, he'd been forgetting to change the subject line, and for the last 6 months, it said main newsletter. And he's like, "But I should." So in October, it's my newsletter, and he was.
I think we would all beat ourselves up.
And he was beating himself up, and, and every
up,
marketing expert going, "Well, you should do this. How long should it be? What's your hook? All the things that your subject line should be," because we see all the stuff on social media of this is what is best practice. Then I went, stop, breathe, let's look. And we looked at his stats, and he had an open rate of 38%, which is good, by the way. And he had a click-through rate of 4.5%, which is good, by the way. So nothing had...
I'd love a click-through rate of 4.5 on ours.
Nothing had broken. It was fine. Yet he was beating himself up because he should have been doing this. I think that's what we, as small business owners, forget. It's like, we're human. It's okay. Yeah. Let's work on how we can improve it later on.
But once again, it comes down to how they're on your list, right? So I'm not talking about buying people for your list. I'm talking about, so if you build an ecosystem, what you find is people are starting their know, like, and trust journey. This is proper techie part, before they get to kind of your inner holy trinity and your website. So by the time they get there, they are engaged, they are warm, right? So when they join your email list, they're there because they've chosen to be there and want to be there, not necessarily because they've gone through your opt-in, or they've, you've bought them in, or they're not cold chucked in for you to then nurture. They've gone through that, and that's such an important part as a small business. Like we had in the summer holidays, I was catching up with someone in the Digital Circus, and they said they'd got an inquiry that went from inquiry through their website to conversion in 4 days for a 3-month project for them. And it was probably one of the biggest bits of work they'd done. But by the time it had got to inquiry, that person had gone through their website, had watched a couple of their home recorded videos, right? Had gone through this, read a blog and everything else. So by the time they got to that inquiry, they were just validating the sale, right? They didn't need to sell to them. They were just being validated by
which is what we were saying with my ads. Like, we would have on there like a video sales letter. I don't even know what a video sales letter was till like 4 or 5 months ago. But actually, that bit when once they put in and then they're seeing the human contact, they see that you're real and normal and approachable. And then as long as you come across as real, normal and approachable on the phone and they speak to you, that's the key, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that is... I don't want to call people fake. But do you think that is a bit of a inconsistency with people, that some people perceive someone as being this person and when they meet them, they're this person?
Oh, totally.
It is tricky though, because
how often do you see that?
So I'm big
on LinkedIn all the time.
Yeah, I'm big on being... I'm big on being one person, going back to your motto. I'm quite big on being the same person across everything. But even I sit on the sofa going, stuff this, Emily, I've had enough, feeling crud, down and whatever else. We all have those, well, I have those days. I can't say we all do, right? So, but there is an inconsistency. The bit that gets me, and like I say, I don't mean to diss anything, because I truly believe everyone's just doing their hardest on what the tools they have, right? I genuinely believe that. But there's this, hi, I'm Alan from Yellow Tuxedo. I'm an online visibility specialist. Kind of elevator pitch introduction.
Yeah, but you would never say that.
No.
Exactly. And I wouldn't say that because that's not us, right? That's not us. And we're big on that.
But do we still get clients through the door? Do we still work with sometimes more corporates and larger scale business? Yes, we do. We don't change that. And if you don't want to work with someone like us, you just don't book us.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. And I don't...
And I think that's like, I used to get quite offended when someone didn't buy from me when in previous roles. But then I thought, why am I getting offended?
No, I still get offended. I get offended when people unsubscribe from our newsletter, because I see it as a personal challenge. So marketing.
No, I agree there.
Yeah. I'm like, I know.
We're working on a bit of a corporate package for something we're doing at the moment, and we're working through the slide deck for it, and we put it through some of our friends who are in the corporate world at the moment to say, what is the sense check? And they basically said to try and like vanilla it a bit. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to, because if you don't like this, you're not going to enjoy the day that we put on.
But would you vanilla it to make more money?
I don't think I'd have any joy in doing that.
No, because you know it wouldn't be the right type of people we want to work with.
We don't want to work with it. And it's that whole
that.
attraction marketing thing. We know that we're Marmite. We know that we annoy a lot of people.
Everyone
and I know that.
I know that I probably wouldn't get into a lot of big corporates, so I don't target my big corporates.
Yeah, but well, hold on. You can't say that, right? So that's like small businesses who go, I never make any money around December, right? It's like, no, you could adjust it. You know, you could do...
Oh, no, you're not wrong. I could go in and talk about it professionally, 100%.
Yeah, but if you approached 1 million big corporates, I don't think there is that many actually, but you know, there's a lot. There will be some who connect with you on a personal level and will be happy about that. So that's the point, right?
Oh, I don't disagree. And I'm sure like a lot of people get that from TikTok, or they get gigs from... Like that girl I was talking to you about earlier, got a gig with Aviva, because they liked her content. Even I got a speaking job like last week or the week before, where I had to go into SoGrow and talk about my journey from
he used journey. You use the word journey.
A salesperson, or like being overlooked in...
Can you add in the word synergy, and then we're like bingo done.
And you create
I don't even know what synergy means.
Was it a symbiotic relationship between you and the brand to two together?
And did you circle back to that email?
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say was that I got a phone call from someone and they went, Tom, what are you doing on Tuesday? Can you do me a massive favour? And I went, depends what it is, but tell me more.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, and then I had a meeting, and then I was like, what do you want from me? Because like I don't really speak in public. No, I know, but
You're
I don't.
a drag artist comedian who plays the ukulele.
That's different, because like when I find it very easy to call someone a prick or because it's easy, because it's not real. It's not like there's nothing riding on it. Like there's no money riding on it. I just go and do it because it's fun. But I was telling them my story about like, I said, what do you want to know? I said, like, I feel like I've always been overlooked and undervalued, and they wanted to hear that. And then I ended with a song. I thought I was being my authentic self. I was
playing violins.
No, I was playing a song about slapping my boss in the face, and I'm like, well, it's not how it goes, but I mean, I had to amend it slightly for them. But I don't think it landed very well with that audience, but I think they also got to see, I think it probably made them think underneath and think, actually, should I be engaging people who are more like us, where we think we're normal? And I said,
So we're not.
no, we are definitely not normal.
47 years, I thought I was the normal person.
I think you can be very normal at times, but I think your natural space is being yourself, and I think that's key for everybody.
Do you know what? I think that's really important. I had this in my, you know, when they say you shouldn't be thinking of the next thing to say, you should be listening. I absolutely was thinking of the next thing to say, and it was about business ownership. Okay, so there's a couple of things you need to think about. I know we need to wrap up. There are a lot of people who will become a vegan, not because they want to be vegans, but they like the structure. No, this isn't about vegans, it's about structure. Because
Don't come for the vegans.
Because
they want the structure around their diet because it's too open. And I think business ownership's a bit like that. It's like, I'm going to become a business owner. What happens next? And so then
you just liken business owners to veganism?
No, as in structure. No. And then becomes the noise and the narratives being flooded in all directions from people, including us, okay? Of you need to do this, you need to do this. And what makes me laugh and smile, for every purpose-led business that's driven by buzzword.
Heart-led business owners is my favourite.
Yeah, there's a girl showing her tartars on OnlyFans and making £1 million, and someone over here importing from Alibaba and selling on Amazon and making £2 million, right? But it's okay. We're purpose-driven, finding our ideal client, blah blah blah. They're not. There's some. We put YouTube videos up on our
you're
last.
hoeing it out for the best price for any price.
Right, and we put videos up in our last business, which was glamping, and Emily was doing interviews in a bell tent with wellies on, and we had these German ladies in welly boot fetishists sharing Emily's videos into a different YouTube.
I was on someone's playlist.
You were.
And I felt really violated, but also I went fair play if you're making some money out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was
I wouldn't
bringing
feel
more
violated.
people into our channel, right? But I'm like, and it's like,
ladies
I
and
think
latex.
sometimes
those niches are fine. I wrote a song about OnlyFans.
I've got really ugly feet.
Yeah, but they're
really ugly feet. But I think there'll be a market.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing in business. So like, when you're going, they won't like you. These will, and that's the same on OnlyFans, right? For every picture, you can't say picture perfect female over here, you'll have the non-picture perfect female over here making just as much money doing the same thing because they've got their own audience.
I'm not going to ask you on camera what your porn search history looks like, but
mine.
My God, this is not where I thought it was going to go.
Mum, Dad, I don't have one.
But no, it's that same thing, isn't it? People don't always necessarily show their.
Do you want to know something really sad? I'm more likely to Google something with trail running nowadays.
I know, that's
so boring.
I to be honest, though, whenever I see the video of you up at whatever it's called, Rufus Stone or wherever it is. Rufus Stone?
No, that's on the A31 in Bournemouth.
All right, I've seen that's the only one that always springs to mind, and I think, oh God, I'm not watching that now.
Hill,
I'm not listening to that.
Anyway.
I'm not listening to that.
Sorry.
Anyway, so I think we'll have to wrap it up.
Yes,
but
we've run over.
Yeah, well, that doesn't
minutes.
really matter.
I told you off camera.
Yeah, no, but this is fine. This is what happens, and I think people enjoy these conversations.
You get more. You'll get more shorts out of it.
Yeah, 100%. So I like to end on if there was a question
on which piece of paper
we're going to ask everybody. I don't know, because I used ChatGPT, didn't I? So let's pick one. Okay, yeah, well, let's do this one. So if your business were to throw you a leaving party, what song would play as you walked out?
Well, I've got my answer. I don't
have an answer. Your muso.
Yeah, I like a lot of music. So I'd have one of two things, I think. I don't think it's relevant. I just like the tracks. So when we got married, we walked out of the church to Lucky Man by the Verve. But also,
on the organ.
I'm a lucky man.
Also, like, Born Slippy, Underworld, just like, let's all have a rave and get, off our faces in a good way and just enjoy it because life's too short not to.
What would you have played at your funeral?
Probably those sorts of things. What would you?
I can't wait for my funeral because I'm going to be really extra on ours. I know I won't have any saying it.
I really like the Old Rugged Cross, but only because it's a really pretty song. I don't think I would definitely have it, but then I'd probably
I would
also
like the
have.
longest song ever, and I want everyone to be in ball gowns,
Country
wearing
Road,
like with
take
veils
me
on their.
home. You know when Golden Circle, Kingsman, when Merlin dies. Oh, man,
Alan
I
cried like
for
an
days.
absolute girl for weeks.
Merlin dies singing "Take Me Home, Country Road," right? In
Have you
the end
seen
of
Kingsman?
Kingsman Golden
Yeah,
Circle.
I've seen the first
Second one.
No.
Second one, I cried for
You just
days.
spoiler alerted.
Is that something? Is there something to do with a pool? Then it all filled up with water, and they're in a second.
No, this is
That might be the first one.
You know, in the first one when
they got a
she
diner
says-
where she's making burgers out of the bodies. No.
The second one's pretty good.
That was brilliant. Anyway, Merlin
Perhaps I need
dies
to
and he
rewatch
sits there and he
Kingsman.
sings Country Roads, and Alan cried for weeks. And then you know, like, ask Alexa, and then Alexa would play it on repeat. Like, I can't hit the song.
I used to have
Why don't we end on Country Road?
Take me home.
I'm not partaking in this.
Country Road.
Nope.
To the place.
Not happening.
I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. There you go.
I hate you both.
I know. Well, I love you both, and
Oh, I
thank
do
you
love
very
you.
much
What
for
do you
coming
do
on.
again? Are you just a professional network? Then?
Yeah, and sometimes drag artist, but not very well. Just before we go, and thanks for coming in. I have brought you a little present because you're my favourite people. So,
Oh, is it?
just because we didn't hit on it, but you do love bears so
I
much.
absolutely don't. I love bears. Thank you so much.
I know, and
May I have?
none of the bears were anything to do with me. I promise.
So for anyone watching this, we keep getting given gifts of bears. We haven't asked for bears; they just keep arriving on our doorstep, and they're like there's really large Costco ones, and we haven't got any more space. We've got 3 of them now.
It
So thank you,
started
Tom.
because 2 of our 3 children had them. They won them, and someone felt our 3rd child needed one, and now people send us bears.
Thanks,
That's fair
Tom.
enough. But you did make a great online bit of visibility content about that, which was class.
Proof that content doesn't have to be about your business for it to work.
Thanks for the bear, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
You're very welcome. The Braithwaites. Ha 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 ha. That was me.